Now that we have a better understanding of how to look for and analyze information, let us ask ourselves what to do with the information that concerns us. Is it better to share it? Or on the contrary, is it better to avoid sharing it with the counterpart? The answers that negotiation experts give to these questions are diametrically opposed, depending on whether the negotiation takes place in a distributive context, where negotiators pursue mutually exclusive goals, or in an integrative context, where there is a possibility of mutual gain. In the first case, the distributive context, experts will recommend that you follow the rule of silence and say as little as possible. In the second case, the integrative context, sharing information will, on the contrary, be seen as an asset. The answer to the question of information sharing may therefore be partly determined by the context. Another way of working, in my view, is not to consider information sharing as an all or nothing question, but to vary the answer to this question according to the type of information one is interested in. We have repeatedly referred to the distinction between the position of the parties and their underlying interest. This distinction is also relevant when discussing information sharing, and in particular when looking at the quality of the information shared. Sharing information about our position with our counterpart is risky, and in the most competitive context, inadvisable. Indeed, when negotiators share their position with their counterpart, as for example when they reveal their reservation or aspiration point, they run the risk of the counterpart exploiting the information to serve opportunistic purposes. On the other hand, sharing information about underlying motivations opens the door, as we have seen, to the implementation of more cooperative problem-solving strategies, such as log rolling, which increases the parties' mutual gains. However, this is only true if the underlying motivation involves more than just self-interest. Communicating motivations that are strictly related to self-interest is indeed perceived by the opposing negotiator as very honest, but not really smart. Who would be stupid enough to tell the other that the only thing he or she is interested in is, for example, making as much money as possible, or substantially increasing one's own power? In sum, what really matters in information sharing is to focus on providing quality information, information that is likely to enable the development of integrative agreements and in which the motivations of the party can be satisfied simultaneously.